Yo, 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 yo. Once again, we are back. High value basketball family. It's your boy. Man. Hey, be sure to like and subscribe and share the vids. You already know the drill. But let's get into it, man. Your boy LeBron, man. Who boy LeBron always keeping up and kicking up dust, man. Why that man always doing this stuff, man? Man. So LeBron comes back and drops another misleading or misdirection kind of statement talking about he want to play the 2027. But of course, him playing the 2027 is linked to what? His sons. So he already was talking about he want to play with his sons wherever his son get drafted at while fool is in mid Lakers contract ruffling people's feathers with that goofiness. He finally backs off of it after he catches heat because, he just be saying whatever the heck he want to say. I don't know. But then he comes back with it again. Now that Bryce has caught a little bit of steam. Now that Bryce done caught a little bit of action because, people have seen the fact that he's grown up and gotten taller. So LeBron, old goofy, silly self, he gonna jump on top of that now. Like, yeah, I want to play with him too. I want to play with him too. So, I mean, I'm not like a fool. I'm not a fool like LeBron hater. I'm not a LeBron hater at all. I wouldn't consider myself one. I'm just a person who's critical of, what players be doing. And I mean, LeBron just always seems to just keep running his mouth in a certain way that just, I don't, it's just like he just likes rubbing people the wrong way or some stuff, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, being a fan of basketball for, over 20 years now, watching superstars of all calibers, top tier, Hall of Famers, mid tier stars, all of that. Like, I don't never recall none of these players like talking the way that he does, man. Like he stay saying some weird kind of media driven, narrative based stuff that that muddies the water. Like he loves muddying the water. And it's so weird. I just step aside from basketball. I ain't never really seen nobody be so ambiguous and misleading and misdirecting. It's almost like he's a basketball politician, yo. Like LeBron probably should be a politician because I mean he knows how to just say stuff that totally misdirects or moves and shifts the point or ignores what's like really going on or is just hyper tone deaf. It's like what? Like what you on, bruh? So whatever, man. But I will say this on a positive kind of side, if you want to call it that if LeBron can play into 2027 and actually play it just, even out a 13 points per game kind of level, that would be dope to see on some just pure kind of basketball legacy notion, unprecedented event kind of thing. Like I will give him that. That would be pretty dope to see. But on the flip side of it though, what will LeBron actually be like doing? Cause I don't know, man. Like because as we see now, like where he's currently at, of course he's a top five NBA player even right now. People who may not like that, fine, top 10, whatever. But I don't see how LeBron be acting and how LeBron be approaching his team building and his GM skills and you know, his cap space ineptitude. Like I just don't see how he'd be able to do it in a way that would actually be truly fun to watch. Cause I mean, the dude just signed a $30 million contract on a team that's already damn near at the cap when they only got like 8 players on the team. Like, I understand again, he's like a top five, top 10 player, but like, when is he gonna take a Tim Duncan contract? When is he gonna take a Dirk Nowitzki contract? Like, when is he gonna take a Tom Brady contract? Like, I mean, is he just gonna do the Kobe thing where he's just gonna take all the money and basically tank the franchise and just, score a whole bunch of points and stuff? Like, is that what we're gonna be doing, LeBron? And I mean, If that's what we're gonna be doing, fine. But if we doing that, like all of this ridiculous GOAT talk, especially coming from his sycophants, his fans, y'all got to back off that stuff, man. Like this is anti-GOAT activity, yo. Like it's just not. Like I understand for the younger crew, the younger crowd who, you've grown up and all you've known is seeing, the excellence of LeBron. So you may not understand, but you know, there's precedence here in all the sports, not just basketball. Like there's precedence here in sports where when a player gets older, and even though they may be still at the, near the top of their game, once they're in a space to where they can't full blown just carry a team outright no more, they allow themselves to fall back and put themselves in a position to where they allow themselves to have the needed and necessary support so that they can build out a real team, a real balanced team, so that the actual legacy of that greatness could be solidified on the back end and end in some form of success. Like I mean, prime example is like Dirk Nowitzki. Seriously. Like, we talk about LeBron and all of this stuff. They got their ass spanked by fucking Dallas. When LeBron was at the peak and height of all of his crap. And they got spanked, one, because of course LeBron fell a effing part. But the other part was that team that they built in Miami was hella imbalanced. Like that team had no ability to be a complete, true, like Hall of Fame legacy level, win 4, 5, 6 championships team, because the team was so god daggone top heavy, because the LeBron and his GMing and his I want superstar players or as teammates versus I want to build out a pure balanced roster that actually fits my skill set. Instead of going in that route, the dude keeps trying to construct these ginormous name teams. And as we've seen, as it's come to pass in this past Lakers run, that ish don't work no more for him, yo. It barely worked in Miami if we really, really talking about it. Like when we talk about GOAT potential and all of that, that ish barely worked in Miami. The dude went 2 for 2 in championships on a team quote unquote stacked with all of them folks on it. It was really just the top three. Then everybody else was literally nickel and dime players for the most part, except for Ray Allen, except for Shane Battier maybe. But the rest of them players was literally nickel and dime players. Like you can't have sustainable long-term winning with that. You just gonna be out there running around, collecting big checks, having a few highlights, but you're not finna be solidifying and truly extending your goatness as far as being hyper competitive, as far as putting everything out there on the line trying to win, as far as caring about the franchise and as a whole, being truly a part of that franchise as a whole and other players on those teams as well. Like, I mean, if we really talk about it, look what he's done in his Lakers tenure, yo. Like, the same thing with this weird muddying of the water. We don't know who did what. We don't know who's responsible for what, but we know motherfucker had a hand in it. But we can't truly pinpoint what happened. Like, we have to acknowledge the fact that LeBron dismantled this daggone Lakers team, or at least had a hand in it. Like, when have you ever seen in basketball where a team just won a championship and that team's roster is not severely over the cap to where they have to dismantle it because they can't afford to keep it together anymore, to where they just dismantle and throw away half the team anyway? That is some weird LeBron name chasing shit that he keeps doing. They just won a champion. They won a championship in the bubble. Yeah, it was a bubble, but if you watched it, you really did see that was a quality team. That was one of the first and only times LeBron actually had a balanced roster around him. He had defenders, he had shooters, he had AD, he had, like I say, a competent coach. They was playing really good defense. They was playing in cohesion with one another. Had a couple young dudes on the team for vitalization and running up and down the court in exuberance. Had the savvy vets on the team, the twin brother, whatever his name, I forget his name, the Morris twin, like they had a top to bottom legit full roster. And then what do they do? What does the LeBron motif do? No, let's get rid of them and let's go get after the bigger names. Let's go get the big names. So toss away all of the people who actually put the team together that actually was a real blueprint of a team, get rid of that whole nucleus, and then go chase after the sixth man of the year. And then go chase after the other closest six man of the year candidate or whatever, with Schroeder and oh crap, I forget old buddy's name. You know, who went over to Charlotte. Now he out the league because he's want to be a goddamn drug kingpin. That goofy Gus. Like, you go and dismantle the goddamn roster. Like, you had two centers on the team that were very competent. You get rid of both of them and go get Paul. I mean, and not Paul Gasol, but go get the Gasol brothers old ass. Like, what are we doing? You dismantle a whole goddamn support system roster because you want more big names on the fucking team. So you destroy all continuity because you want more big names. That team flunks out because, again, there's no continuity. You're always rebuilding a brand new roster. You're trying to play in the NBA against guys who've played together for 5, 6 years, 4 or 5 seasons together. So they actually have cohesion and they actually have true team building and they actually have a true strategy. But no, throw all that out the window, scrap a whole winning team, go get those big names, they flunk, and then you do what? You turn around and do it again. Go dismantle whatever tiny little support system of a crew you got, and then go substitute all them motherfuckers for Russell Westbrook, who anybody in their conscious mind knows that wouldn't fit. And so then you go, and now you have no goddamn team at all. And then you go sign another $30-something million a year contract. Like, this is why people question if LeBron actually wants to win. This is why people question if he actually, like, does he get it? Like, this is why so many critiques keep levied at LeBron, man. Because it's like, we've never seen anything like this. This shit is just weird, bruh. It's fucking weird. And then while the team is still in shambles, while the team is barely coming together, you mid-season talking about, yeah, well, wherever my son get at, that's where I'm going. Like, bro, you on a current team. You got players on your team, and you basically talk about how you finna lead these niggas as soon as your son. Like, what are you doing? And then you come back in the offseason, this offseason, and do it again. He didn't. I would not be so critical if he said, "Yo, I'm gonna try. Yo, as long as I'm playing, like especially here on this Lakers squad, like yo, I'm gonna do whatever I can to get my son over here with the Lakers. Yo, I'm gonna do whatever I can to get Bryce with the Lakers. Yo, I'm gonna do whatever I can to get Bronny with the Lakers. Like where he's at, ushering team building, like putting energy and putting effort out there that helps construct and keep the continuity together." Because you're dealing with real people and stuff. Like, no, instead of that, he just rants and just goes off and just throws his teammates, his organization, all into this weird, ambiguous gray area. The shit is weird, fam. The shit is weird. And I just had to make a commentary on that because, yo, he's at it again. The dude is at it again with the weird talk and the weird narratives and the muddying of the water. So, that is the weird side of it. But like I said, if the dude can somehow magically ball out, like I say, we going into the 2022-2023 season. If LeBron could get to 2024, 2025, I could honestly see LeBron getting to the 2025 season and just having another like 10, maybe 15% drop off from where he is now. Now, if we at that space and then the fool goes and signs another $30 million contract, man, I'm off the boat completely. Like, I don't even want to see that shit. Because it's like, dude, whatever, man. Like, you're clearly just about yourself. Like, you done already become a billion freaking heir. And I understand, not trying to, like, pocket watch and tell people not to make money. That's not the point. The point is There's precedents in sports from other legends, other solidified GOATs, unquestionable GOATs. There's other solidified legends in their just own respective right, in their own respective positions, who have taken less because they actually have some common sense and a real desire to actually win. And an authentic, unquestionable desire to win. And so we're just going to be sitting here watching the LeBron show and watching him kick up dust and be ambiguous. So we at it again. So let's just see what the hell happens, y'all. High value basketball. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, family. Peace, peace.